Okay, day 18. We're almost there, we're getting there. I've got a few more work days left. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm standing in the kitchen, and man, we haven't been in the kitchen for a while. Kitchen's coming together great. Now, you know, you're looking around and you're seeing some things that aren't finished, the backsplash, and so Leslie wanted me to get some measurements. She's trying to decide what to do, but I think she has a couple ideas, and maybe I shouldn't spoil them. One of them was to get tiles printed up for the backsplash, and of course we'll build a really cool surround 2-hood range hood. That'll be awesome when that's in there. But I think for now what you might do is create a border of tiles and then create an inset, like a print covered by a piece of glass, so it protects it, so it'll be both beautiful and functional. So can't wait to see that. I mean, this kitchen is really functional. We've got the huge 8-foot by 4-foot countertop. We've got a couple of sinks, you know, one little one here for washing your hands and vegetables and stuff, and then a bigger one over there. Then remember we have a dish room too, which is fantastic. What a gift. Lots of storage, these great ovens, which are super functional, a couple of fridges and a freezer. So the kitchen's come together really well. Can't wait to get working on the ceiling. As you can see, they previously had just kind of strung open wires running to the floor above, and so we're going to redo the ceiling. If we need to, we'll re-drywall it. We think it's drywall. I pulled a piece down and it looked kind of like drywall. It surprised us. But either drywall or plaster, so there is a gap up there. We'll get that stuff hidden. Good day today. Going to do a lot of tiling. Hopefully going to get some tiles on the wall. Leslie has sent me the new plan for the tile in Amy's room. We were a little short of tile, so she had to rethink through it, and she's got a good plan. I'll probably still have to go to Leroy Merlin and pick up some more, but that all should go well. So the day started off great. I awoke, as I always do, in the room, and it's cold, and so I usually do my work emails and other emails and work while I'm still in bed in the warmth. And started looking at my emails from the previous day, and we found out that we got a really kind gift, and it looks like it's going to work out. We've known about it for a while, but you know, there's always technicalities in getting in. It looks like it's going to work out, and we are so thankful. You know, every once in a while, we get people, everybody's super nice to us on the comments. So I read every one of them, and I appreciate them. Leslie reads them, she appreciates them. By the way, sorry she can't be in these videos. It'll be great to have her back. She is, of course, the brains of the operation when it comes to the house. So we will get her back. But, you know, we read the comments, and they're extremely encouraging. Every once in a while, someone will ask something like, hey, why do you guys get into this if you can't afford it, or if you have to be so careful with money? And, I mean, you know, in a lot of ways, I think we have a good plan, and I don't want to apologize for the plan. We had a strategy. We know what we're trying to do. We're trying to make the world a better place by creating a special place for young people to come and learn. It's a nonprofit. We went into it thinking we were going to go into it alone, and then of course the unthinkable happened, COVID, which has hurt us for a couple of years now. It completely took out a whole year of revenue. And then even this past year, we lost students because they were nervous about things. So we thought, shoot, this is going to be tough. But I think, you know, I think we're going to end in the black this year. I mean, it's incredible. I would never have predicted this. If you watch season 1, episode 4, I talk a little bit about what we had to do to buy the Chateau, and we had to sell everything we had. And, you know, and a really smart business friend, Dr. Ted Takamura, who teaches business at Wilnoma, he suggested that we plan a strategy that involved not getting any revenue for 2 years. And so we did. And it turns out it was a really good thing, because we pinched our pennies and we've been careful with money and with hard work and good thinking. And then most of all, with God's blessing. I don't say that tritely. I really believe that. I think we're going to be in the black this year. And so we're in a wonderful situation where we can offer something to students at significantly less than what, you know, I think we're about a third of the cost of most programs, because nobody gets paid and the facility is donated, and we're a nonprofit. So every dollar goes to the students. And in fact, after that, we subsidize them. But we've had a couple people come forward this year and say, hey, we like what you guys are doing. We want to help you along. And what a wonderful gift. One of them called me about a year ago and told me about it. And after the phone call, I just sat in the car and cried for about 5 minutes. Because, you know, you think you're going into this alone, and then you find out that people are with you. And again, we're not trying to be TV evangelists, right? We don't take a salary. and this is a money-losing venture for us, but we believe in it. But the gift that we got today and a couple of ones we had earlier this year make me a lot less nervous. I mean, ultimately, it's God that decides what happens. So we went into this with that confidence. But my goodness, so wonderful. So extremely thankful starting the day. And in celebration, I left the heat on for an extra 30 minutes in my room. A little bit warmer. So we'll do some tile today, and we'll get out, probably get out to Angers, and we'll see how this day goes. All right, while we're starting the day off, we may as well air out the kitchen a little bit. It's a little musty down here. It's kind of fun to see Leslie starting to get some pots and some pans and stuff like that. Isn't this nice? This was given to us by one of our students as a thank you at the end of the term last year. I think that was Tawny, right? Very nice, very nice. It's just such a lovely place to cook. I know there's bars on the window, but the air is just beautiful flowing throughout here. And then of course the views are always amazing too. I need to open up the windows once in a while because again, the walk-in freezer back from the Airbnb days or the hotel days, it's pretty dark in here and it's pretty wet. It's right under the terrace. And so it's outside the building in a lot of ways above, and so water typically drips through. We'll get that fixed eventually, but it's not a priority since it's not inside the house. Of course, you don't want the dampness. Though you learn real quick when you buy a chateau that dampness is a thing. Like it's impossible to completely avoid. You have to kind of learn how to work with it and combat it. And probably the best way, one way is heating the chateau, but the other way is just opening up the windows on a regular basis. Okay, speaking of cool gifts, I got a message from, I'm gonna say Mr. Cook, because I don't want to say your first name wrong. I'm nervous. We've only talked, I think, by email mostly, by Facebook. And this is cool. He's like, you know what you need for your chimneys and your pipes? He's like, you need one of those little cameras that is on a wire that goes way up and you can see what's going on. And so sure enough, he picked one up on Amazon France and sent it. Isn't that thoughtful? So I can't wait to get that guy going, get that thing shooting up, and we will see what the situation is with this. We'll see what the situation is with these chimneys. There will eventually be heat from a fireplace. Okay, isn't this great? This is the latest. Now, if you look closely, you will notice that this is actually the image that Leslie used for our Christmas postcards. She reproduced that from the bigger one. Not fun? Man, I love getting these old postcards. Here's the back. 5 cents, so a little bit older probably. I don't know if anybody sees the year on that. Always hard to find it. I thought the 49 might be the year, but that's the department. That's where we live here. Okay, so it feels a little bit like endless prep here, but some good news and bad news. Bad news, I think the filler I put on is not completely dry, and it needs to be dry, so brought a little heater in here to speed things along. Other bad news, I seem to be able to sand it, which I thought that I was getting the hard one, and of course more rigid would be better for holding tiles on, so we'll see how that goes. But the good news is I can sand it, so the surface will be flat. Good news. Bad news is we'll see how it holds. Hopefully it holds with a good shot of thin set. Well, there's all those little things. This bolt is obviously going to get in the way, so I've been trying to use a reciprocating saw, and that was making too much mess of the plaster, so now I'm using this guy, which is slow, but he's getting there. It takes longer than you want sometimes. I'm going to get this wrong, so I'm laying it all out first. Pre-cutting. Pattern needs some little pieces, so I'm cutting them. It's a good little tool. All right, it's lunchtime. Got a bunch of the tile cut. Now, I probably shouldn't have done tiling when Leslie's not here, because there's always so many questions like, do you want this mitered, or how many here, how many there? So inevitably, I seem to get halfway into it, and then I need Leslie, and it's of course the middle of the night in Portland. So I'm gonna go get the 5 boxes more of tile I need. And I think I have one more meal to eat out if my math is correct, and so I'm gonna go to our local Petit Bourgeois. Love eating here, and hopefully they've got room for me, and I'll enjoy it. Here we are, Eschmire, downtown, right by the church. And, oh yeah, we got a formula meal. Woo, woo, woo. Ooh, looks good. We got a buffet for entree, that's always nice. Little steak, yeah, looks good. Ooh, coffee and wine included. Look at that.
Okay, love the formula meal. They have entree, they have a buffet, which is terrific. You can try all those great little French salads. They also have meat. There's the wine was included and bread, of course. Plus, if you have a buffet, you know you're going to get butter and ketchup, which for Americans and Canadians, we like that. I probably chose the wrong plat. It was veal. It was kind of tartare, semi-cooked. It was good, but it was, the other one was turkey. I didn't realize it till later. Should have went with the turkey. And good dessert, and of course, love the free coffee, the cafe, a little espresso. And it was kind of a yogurty honey thing.
So it's official, I'm lost without Leslie. I realized that I didn't buy the white ones last time. I bought the light gray. They're very similar. And I was trying to decide, which one should I go with? Because Leslie was looking at me and goes, boy, these look darker than we thought. But they look pretty good. So I'm like, I don't know which one she's gonna want me to use. So I think I'm just gonna buy both. And I have 6 months to bring them back if we don't use them. I'm also gonna try something else. Since it's a small project, I always mix my own grout, but it's super dirty and dragging it around with all the powder. I mean, if I have big projects, I'll continue to mix my own grout, but I'm gonna try pre-mixed grout. It's only 20 euro for that big thing and it should do the whole project. Since it's upstairs, I don't wanna carry powder through the house and it's a small project. And I've never really used one of these either. This is like the trim piece for the top. So this will be good. I'll try to improve my game a little bit, my tiling game. And of course they had more. Internet said they'd have it by the 17th, but it was here. We could have gone with the original plan. All right, so after 32 years of marriage, I know enough to start tiling before the decorator has a look at it. So I'm gonna have some early dinner. Just a little bacon and eggs. Nice little bacon and eggs. We'll throw it on the frozen croissant. Should be tasty. A little cheese. And yeah, don't ever start the work before the decorator takes a look, or they'll look at you and go, "What were you thinking?" Today has felt like an endless day of prep, cutting all these pieces and edges and getting everything pieced out. But it is smart to get it all cut beforehand, because then once you've got the thin set hardening on the wall, you're not, it's not crazy. You can just put it straight on and everybody's good. So this guy's earned his money today. I hate to be working after dark. It's cold and it's dark and it's hard to work, but we're getting up to the end here, so I gotta push through and get her done. All right, well, it's 8 o'clock, dark and cold. I just went out to the car to get more stuff, and I'm telling you, whatever animal it is, it is sure scary. So I think rather than starting up the grout, I think I'm gonna call it a day. It's taking a lot longer than I thought, this tiling, but it's gonna be great. Like, the pattern's gonna be awesome. I've pre-cut most of the pieces. So, Lord willing, tomorrow we should fly. We should fly putting together the pattern. But 8 o'clock, I'm tired. Not a good job, not a good idea to start a tiling job tired. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.